8:58 AM, already had the first disaster of the day. I fed all the cattle and then we're having a farm tour on Friday, so I was going to go and just start giving the yard a brush, which you can see over there. I've started, but I'll not be doing much more because the brush has just failed, it's collapsed. There's a steel shaft that runs down the middle there to hold all these brushes on, and it is just sheared, and it is goosed. Get it to the workshop and see if we can't get it going, because we kind of need it before Friday. Brushes in the back of that bucket. Kev is just going to take that along the road into the workshop. We'll have poking and prod with it soon. I just have 2 pens of cattle I need to bed. This is all I got done. Just did open into this shed. The rest of the yard, gutters. Flipping gutters. Does a good job when it's working.
Here's Brady over the top, open his grunt.
Yard 1 band. Manual it already.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's broken it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You still need the pullers to get the big. I did it so by hand to be hammer and chisel.
I only had one in stock, the other one's getting ordered in. Okay, so all these brush sections slide on from this end. So taking the bearings off and the plate, that stops them sliding off again, which is that plate. Bearing is in a bucket somewhere, here it is. That needs replaced because the casing broke. Cast. brittle. This is the bit which is mangled. So thankfully this bar has stayed straight, and so has this bar that connects onto it. And they line up spot on, so we can get that measurement so we know what we're building. And then we have to chop that off. Probably chop this one off, not sure yet. And chop that off. 3 new bars. Thankfully we've got some steel the right size. We've got plenty of it, loads of it. I'm hoping AP Bearings have got one of those casings and bearings in stock. 20mm, 2mm wall, we've got plenty of that. The reason we picked this morning to start using the bucket brush and tidying up because it was dry, and now it is soaking and tomorrow's wet as well. Brilliant. One of these rings, we tried to straighten it up, it sits in there. Anyway, this one got all mangled. Tried straightening it, but it's going to be impossible to get it circular again. Kev's just chopped this one off and we'll use that as a template, and we'll just cut a steel ring out of that. Tiny bit big, but progress. Lunchtime. Hopefully we'll be done by early afternoon. We can get it going again this evening or this afternoon. Let's need to weld this ring on again. Thankfully we've got it referenced to that weld there, because that's where our measurements are taken off. Tack that back in. These bits of steel we're going to put in there to strengthen the joints a bit. Just need a hammer to chop that in a wee bit. Our new steel will bridge over the top of that. We'll leave a bit of a gap so we can weld everything and get good welds in there. And they'll be a lot stronger than if we just did a butt weld. Okay, we've got that ring welded back in. We've got these 2 new lengths of steel sitting in there. They're not fully welded in yet, although this piece is now tacked in. That disc we made up as a new brace because the other one was mangled. That's just tacked in right now. I need to cut a piece of steel for that length. That bit of steel is going to go in between those 2 bits of box section as well. Kev is just working on the end piece right now that sits on the end. Everything's all tacked together. It's as close to where we think it should be as we can probably get it. So fully weld everything. These brushes are all going to get shoved up to that end. Those brushes are going back on from that end. I need to find out about a new bearing actually. Hopefully we'll get it going. In theory that's it done. Put a bit of copper grease on there to keep it moving hopefully. This is the one that matters because there's wee pins to keep them from rotating round, and they're all on the same bit of steel there, so we've made sure and grinded back the welds there so they don't catch. I'm away to fetch, hopefully, a new bearing. Flipping hope it's in stock, otherwise I am stuffed. And actually I hope they've gone in stock, because I should have gone in first thing as soon as we found out that bearing was knackered, so they could order it in for tomorrow, but I've left it till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fingers crossed. I've got a bearing to pick up anyway for the discs that was ordered in yesterday. We're back again. That's for the Simba and degreaser as well. Champions, they had everything I needed, especially the bearing. So that bearing is for the Simba Express discs, and that is the bearing we need for the brush unit, which we broke. It actually had the wrong size bearing in it for what I needed, but he just changed it out to one on the shelf to fit. Good man. And I was needing some engineer's chalk. This camera you're watching through right now has 2% battery. Anyway, that's the new end we've fixed up. We'll lift it into place. Taking the wee drive motor off, and then you put that in after. Get that lined up. It was a wee bit loose as well. A wee keyway that goes in there and takes us to a square drive which slots in that end. And then there's 2 big long bolts that go through here that pick up the plate that holds the bearing here. We're back up and running. This forklift's got a few issues with lights, so what I'm going to do is just swap. This is forklift number 2. I'm going to take forklift number 1 along the road with the bucket on it. This forklift can stay here, and at some point we'll give it a bit of attention and get the lights fixed. And just like that, other than Kev and I feeding cattle this morning, we have done nothing but repair a machine between the two of us. A day gone. We're going again! Woohoo! A good few hours later. Does it look any better? It does, it does. It's amazing how much mud comes off the yard. Oh, I'm still spinning. I just turned the rotor the wrong way. Oh my god. Right, we're peeling in for some snacks. A cup of tea, maybe tea's ready actually. I hope tea's ready, I'm starving. What do you call it, tea or dinner? Right, it's the big man's bath time. How's the yard looking? Not bad. Done a lot of this, yes it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was. It was kind of that deep in places, so that's all scraped off. We're now down to actual stones and firm surface. This is a low spot where the bucket didn't pick up, so the whole yard was a bit like that. We made progress, slow progress, but progress nonetheless. Trailer is heavy, well overloaded, and so you can see how much we've taken off the place. There's a bit of dung in there as well, but that's all topsoil that we've dragged off the field anyway, so put it in the dung midden. Happy days! Cheers for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. All going well, and I pull my finger out and get the vids up and going, it will be tomorrow.